Welcome to this replay of Gamereactor Live. We're taking a look at the RPG Bound by Flame on the PS4. And basically this game has got such different scores all over the internet, including in the Gamereactor network. Sweden gave it a 3 and a 4 out of 10. Norway gave it a 6, I gave it a 7. And we've seen scores on the internet from 9 till 2 out of 10. So we decided to do a live stream playing 2 hours of Bound by Flame and tell you a bit about why we're sure some people hate it and why some people love it.
And now to the live stream.
I should probably mention that later on in the stream we're going to pick a winner.
Yeah, we have a code to give away.
Yeah, we have a code for PS4 to give away. So stay tuned. And well, I'm not going to continue this one. I'm going to pick a new game, and yeah.
So this is starting from the very beginning.
We're starting from scratch.
Yeah.
I think we will go full screen. Yeah. As you can see here, you've got pretty basic options. We're probably just going to go with the name Vulcan.
Yeah.
Male or female, you've got 5 different, as far as I remember, facial impressions, and of course they're based on race. You can choose different hairstyles.
But looking at how it was when we played The Elder Scrolls Online the other day, this is very basic. We're not going to spend 20 minutes on this.
It's definitely not a Mass Effect or Elder Scrolls Online editor, this one. It's just, yeah, you know, you pick a guy and or a girl, and that's it. Let's see, I'm going to go with this guy. Let's get started. I'm going to set it to recruit, and that might sound like I'm chickening out here, but it is.
It doesn't sound like it. You are chickening out.
Yeah, I am. I want to show as much as possible of the game as we can on this live stream, and the battles are not your typical hack and slash, or well, they are more like Dark Souls in difficulty.
Okay.
So I'm going to take the easiest one here.
Could that be one of the reasons why some people didn't like the game, you think?
No, I think there's several reasons why people don't like this game. First of all, and if you take a look at the dialogue coming up here, and also the spoken dialogue later on, it's at times horrible, but it feels actually like Gears of War meets fantasy. And I mean, that alone should be enough to put a lot of role-playing gamers on the fence, because it's basically hearing your hero saying stuff like, "Hey guys, did you see how I kicked that fucking monster's ass? You know, I totally saved our ass." And you're all like, "Hey, what's for lunch?" I mean, he speaks like that.
Okay. So it's not high Elvish language and that sort of thing?
No, it isn't, but he's got a kind of a fun duality to him, because he is actually, he's possessed by a demon.
Okay,
Which
the main
exactly
character
like
that you are.
The main character, yeah. Which speaks exactly like you would expect from a fantasy role-playing game.
So just the first couple sentences there, that actually remind me a lot of Game of Thrones. Walkers coming from the north and the ice and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, and I think that might be another thing. I mean, it feels really generic, and especially, and that's a bit sad having to stream this. We've saved a game here that's about an hour in, but it won't do as much here. But it takes this game about 3 hours to really open up with the dialogue and to actually provide, I think, an interesting world and an interesting setting.
Okay.
What you do have here in the beginning is you've got your classic warrior class, and then kind of a ranger / assassination class. And then you get possessed, and suddenly you have a third class, which is the pyromancer.
Okay.
And that's of course the spell slinging mage.
So that is the classic 3 that you often have. It's like a knight and a ranger and a wizard.
And you can mix and match these pretty much depending on what you put in your skill trees. I ended up playing about 14 hours till I got to the end of the game, and I skipped all side quests, and my character wasn't powerful enough to beat the end boss.
Okay.
And that's another problem in this game. The quest system is I would say it's horrible, for lack of better words. You've got a lot of side quests, but whenever you finish one of the game's 5 chapters, basically you cannot go back and do anything in that chapter.
Okay.
So,
you recommend people completing all side quests before they move on?
Definitely, yes, I would. I can understand why they've done this, because otherwise you would end up, for example, having to save someone who is dying of sickness in a side quest, and then seeing them being healthy, later on.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't work. But then again, they screwed this up, because you actually have some side quests that doesn't close whenever you finish the main quest. So I had one instance where I had to go and find someone. I found this person. I don't want to spoil it, so that's why I'm speaking like this. I found this person and I killed him.
Yeah.
And then I went on a side quest where they were asking me what I was doing. And I was answering, hey, I'm out looking for this guy. No, you're not. You already killed him, like 15 minutes ago.
Okay.
And then they continued to talk with another guy who wasn't in the group anymore. And that just seems messy and lazy.
Yeah.
But here we have our Vulcan, who is part of the Freedom Blades or Freedom Fighters or whatever they're called. They've got different names depending on if you look on the official website or if you look in the game.
Okay.
Same goes for Red Scholars, who are Red Scribes in the game. That's some of the items or stuff that feels lazy. But well, anyways, back to the game. We're playing Bound by Flame on PS4. And as you can see, the style is, I like the style. It kind of reminds me of a mixture of Dragon Age and Borderlands.
Okay.
Sort of these cartoonish lines around the characters, like in Borderlands. You can see a shiny item. That is loot. So let's loot this. I got some raw metal, and this game has got a quite decent crafting system. So you can upgrade your gear with lots of different stuff. I will take a look and show you that later. So for now, we're going to the top of the mountain, talking with our captain.
This part I have actually, I don't remember if I played it or seen played an event like a couple months ago. That's quite interesting to see how it's changed a little bit how it looks from when the game wasn't finished.
And then we've got the dialogue and the lip sync. It doesn't look great.
Okay, we can't really tell that because we don't have the sound.
That's true, but it doesn't. And I can understand why a lot of reviewers would be, put off by all these things. And you really need, I think you need to be in the mood where you're saying, hey, I want a role-playing game on my PS4 to actually appreciate this. On Xbox 360, on PS3 and PC, you've got a lot of better alternatives, basically. But that said, after having finished the review, I actually started up a new character and had quite a lot of fun with that. So, as I said, I enjoy the game. I understand why some people wouldn't.
Let me just ask about something here, because I can see in what they're saying, they're actually saying Vulcan, his name.
Yeah.
So if you change your name to something else,
it will be changed to
yeah, but will they? Because they say it in sound as well.
Yeah, but
what will they say
then? I can't remember if they just say Vulcan. They definitely don't change it to the name.
That would be amazing if it's one of those you type in your name and then the computer tries to pronounce.
Yeah. No.
Oh.
You can see here they're actually using the touchpad on the PS4 as well. I think the map system is pretty nice. Again, for every good thing I say about this game, there's something bad to be said. As you can see the map system down there, what I found is that they do have some issues where you can have a quest, you know, right next to you, but somehow the game hasn't understood that you have finished that part and moved on.
Okay.
So it takes a few minutes, and then suddenly the quest markers will change, and that's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
I had another guy where I, you know, talk with this guy and plan your next move, and I talked with him, and it was just chit chat, you know, going like, "Hey, how are you? What's your blah blah blah?" And then I moved about 10 meters, and then suddenly he was in another location,
Okay.
and I could actually talk with him as I was supposed to in the quest.
Okay.
That's some of the things that's really annoying. What I do like is the map down here, though. You can have it in the corner, or you can change it like this, so you've got a constant overlay.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty nice feature.
What did you press to do that?
I just press up on the digital button,
Okay.
but you can actually use the touchpad as well for
Okay.
this. And you can set a lot of shortcuts. I'll get into that later. Let's see, we are going to open this one because we need to craft 10 explosive traps. So now we are entering the bag by pressing down on the digital pad. Exploding trap. I need to make 10 of those, so I will do that. Yes, please. So now I've crafted these. As you can see here, there's a counter saying you can carry about 100 something.
Yeah.
These take up about 10 something.
Yeah, you had 22 point something for the... Yeah.
Exactly. You can upgrade your ability to carry more as well.
Okay.
I'll also get into that a bit later. Now we need to give the traps to Peeler. I am going to, because I'm a loot whore, so I'll pick up everything here.
And you automatically pick it up when you...
no, you press X.
Yeah, but you press X...
And then you pick it up, yes, exactly. So let's talk with this guy.
Hey, Peeler, lend me a hand, will you? We've got to prepare the area before it gets overwhelmed with walking.
I think the setting in the beginning reminds me a bit of The Walking Dead.
Okay.
Basically, you know, you are overrun by all these undeads, and you're quite desperate, and you're just trying to survive and seeing the world go to hell, basically.
But I think other than Game of Thrones, I haven't really seen fantasy with zombies in it before.
No, that's probably true.
So that way,
I can't remember it either.
I mean, it does look like pretty standard fantasy, but having zombies in there does it's
and
not,
they're really, you know, the typical undead more than zombies. So let's see. We are pressing L1.
Yeah.
Here you get a tactical menu. At the moment, it's quite sparse, but we want to place a trap. Traps play quite a big role in this game. Basically, let's put one down. They can give damage to your encounters, so you need to plan before, you know, just going in and hacking and slashing away. So you can basically place these if you think the coming match is going to be tough. So now we're placing
And it
these.
actually shows you the area where you need to place all of them.
It does. Branko is saying, I really don't think this game deserves a 3 out of 10, to be honest. Seems like a 6 out of 10 game to me is chatbot saying. Yeah, actually, we're going to, at the end of the stream, to ask you what you think it should be graded. And we're going to pick a winner that gets the PS4 game out of all these suggestions. Well, now we are at the hacking and slashing. Yeah, you can see here, we've got an option to parry attacks as the warrior. And if you time that correctly, come on, get me there. You get a counter attack.
Okay, but you can hold it in, so you don't need to actually press.
No, you can hold it in to parry, but if you want to do a counter attack, you need to time it.
Okay. So then you just press at the exact time and then it happens.
And there we've got these guys with a shield. They are a bit tougher, but you can kick them so you sort of disrupt the defenses, and then you can hack and slash away on them again. And here we've got a ranged dude. We do have crossbows as well. Let's see, it's assigned to our, let's see, L2, yeah. So that's my ranged attack. So basically this is the quick and dirty tutorial you're getting here. You can log on to a certain enemy, oh well, it says here as well. If you sort of want to take one of the guys out first.
Yeah.
I do take out the rangers first, I really think they're annoying. So. Die.
Have you tried it on harder?
Yes, and they're really a pain.
Okay. Because here it does really seem like very, very simple hack and slash.
It does. Apart from you having, you know, the different things like counter like this, and these guys blocking where you need to kick them before you can actually get, you know, a hit in. And now we are in trouble.
Fall back! Everybody to the table! No!
Oh yeah, and we never got to say that the reason you're wearing a Santa's hat is because you're giving the game away. But
Yeah.
well, that joke is kind of, you know, passé now.
Yeah.
So here is the Gears team, or Freedom Blades. I have to get used to, you know, I've played the 3 games I've been playing in total. I've played with the same looking character, so every time I see a cutscene now, I'm a bit, you know, I'm a bit surprised.
Okay.
I'm like, who is that guy? But yeah.
So you played different classes, but you chose the same look?
Yes, yeah, I chose the same look. I am going to go for, because I haven't done that enough, I'm going to try and do a pure Assassin's build in this one. I'll get into the tech, or well, the talent tree a bit later.
Get out of here! Go find Pila for me while you're gone.
How is the voice acting?
It goes from horrible to actually quite good.
Okay.
One of the later undeads you meet are really funny, really well done. Okay, so now we've got, again, you can take a look here. 1, that's our main quest, so we are going that way. Now you can see we've got 2 options here. We've got a main quest, and we've got a side quest. And again, as soon as you've skipped an area, you're done for...
So the main
task.
quest is number 1 and the 2?
Exactly.
Okay.
So I will speak to this guy, especially because there's a
Buffalo.
chest here. So
It's okay. One of those dead things managed to get as far as here, but I killed it before it could interrupt them.
That's good news. Captain's holding the front entry, Hawk's on the west wing. I got the east. Got any idea where Peeler is?
I think I saw him over on the east side. You should find him if you head over there.
Thanks. I hope he's still in one piece. And, you might want to check inside the invoking room. We just came across some specters. Those things can go straight through walls. They might get in there without asking you first.
Is that so?
So now you just need to go to the second number 2.
Exactly. Uh-oh.
I love that it shows you that before you even like accept the quest.
So this is the ranger, and as I said, I like this fighting style. You can see here, instead of having a block, you can actually jump away.
So what it said there was that you could change fighting style. You can do that whenever you want?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Of course, depending on your skill tree, it might be really weak.
Okay. Is it when you choose to level up a skill you get better, or is it by using it like it is in GTA?
It's by leveling it up.
Okay. But you could still at any point throughout the game choose to use the other playstyle even though you haven't leveled it up? Okay.
Yes. And sometimes you will combine it because you've got, like, later on when you get the Pyroman's ability, you can get sort of 3 to 6 flames spinning around you.
Okay.
And you can use those as long as you're having them on.
Okay.
They only last 15 seconds. But then you only get, I think it's 30% deduction in damage. And of course, if you put skills into that, it would actually damage anyone attacking you. So, but it's still worth using even though you haven't got upgraded the skill in any way. Okay, we're getting to the stealth part. You do have stealth in this game. And let's get on with that. And if you go the assassin's way, you will get, I think it's 200 or 300% damage by doing a surprise. But as I said, you can, in your scroll wheel here, you can see he's still moving a bit. Now, if you look at the character, it's going very slow, but you have time to change whatever you will.
Okay.
So if you feel like, hey, I need a warrior to kick this, you can do that easily. As I said, I will be going as stealth. Anytime you want to do anything like this, you can actually bind the key to, let's say I'm going ranger stance here. So now it's actually bound to L2 and triangle.
Okay. Does that change when you change from the ranger to the knight sort of character?
You can do whatever. No.
Okay.
No, it doesn't. You've set 4 buttons. Basically, you can do whatever you want with.
Okay.
I do think, however, when you're in Ranger, it automatically changes it. So if you use it again, you change to Warrior.
Okay.
So, but that's about it. You can see that's the 2 skill trees we've got at the moment. In a while, we'll get a 3rd one.
Yeah. You have 2 points right now.
And yeah, basically.
So what you were saying was that you could either choose to go 1 in each, for instance, and leveling up both, or choose to go full in one.
Exactly, and as you can see, you need to have put 24 points in this one
to master
unlock.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I got to the end of the game, I was level 23.
Okay.
And I missed actually the important stat for my guy.
So you never got to the master thing?
No, I couldn't go back and do any side quests or anything because it had locked them. So basically, I didn't have a chance.
Okay.
And that was pretty annoying.
So you never finished it in that? Then you started over? Or?
Then I started over,
okay.
Yeah. As you can see here, that's the warrior skill. So that's pretty much, your typical executes an attack with equipped heavy weapon, executes 2 quick windmills, sort of an AoE attack. And here you can see you basically make your different skills stronger.
Okay.
You get more physical resistance and so on. If we take a look at the ranger, you've got the usual stuff, that if you sneak onto someone, you'll make less noise and you'll give more damage, etc. So you can mix and match this as you will. You've also got kind of an, I can't remember what they're calling it. They are calling it feats. So based on whatever you do, like here, I get an extra point here as well. In this case, I've got 1 point. I can use it on, you know, being tough. That means I get
Maximum
10%,
health, yeah.
10% more alive. I'm going to go with
Can
this
you just
one
see
for
what
now.
the other ones is?
Yeah, definitely. Again, Colossus.
Yeah, that's
So
the
on.
but practical. That was the options you had as well. Yeah.
Then you've got these. They're a bit
Experience.
special. Yeah, you get more experience. You can carry more stuff.
Okay.
You can find more loot, etc. That one is I didn't take that on my second playthrough, but it makes every piece of loot on the screen whenever you, no matter if you found it or not, make a sort of a sound. I got really annoyed by that sound, so I didn't choose this option. But I can understand if you loot hoarder.
And you couldn't turn that off again.
No, I think I had to turn off other sound effects as well. I'm not quite sure actually. It didn't annoy me that much. But, as you can see, this is exploration. You can also choose to be better in basically all of your different kind of weapons: two-hand weapons, one-hand weapons, your magic, etc. Crossbow, crafting.
But you can see all these are not available now.
They're not available,
So
but that's because they cost 1 point. I've got 0 points at the moment, so that's.
Oh, but there was the other ones. Try to go back. It said.
Yeah, some of them are not because I haven't exactly like this one. I need to both have 2 points and kill 15 enemies.
So so what I wanted to ask is, do they unlock at certain points in the story, or is it everything like you need to kill enemies, or how does that work?
They unlock here only by killing enemies or doing whatever whatever thing you need to do.
Okay. So
like
it's not like you can use this when you get to chapter 3
No.
or okay.
Here again, you can get more by healing, or you can make a cheaper equipment if you want that. So you don't have to,
So these kind of work like, for instance, like in GTA, where you get better at something by doing it. So if you make a lot of ingredients, then you get the ability to buy a perk in that way.
You don't get better automatically, but you get
the opportunity
chance.
to do it. Yeah.
So we can upgrade our equipment as well. As I said, it's got a lot of crafting. Let's take a quick look. Whenever you've got, I think if we, the most noteworthy blade here, if I want to upgrade this, it's a bit different because you're getting the spolders, Tass's duel, etc. That's showing on the character. So let's see. If I choose spolders here, you get your new shoulder blades, and as you can see, they get like 10 health regeneration and stuff like that. As you can see here in the bottom, it takes up different kind of materials, like refined metal and leather. Let's see, we are going...
So that one you can't, because you don't have enough.
I don't have enough ingredients. There's actually quite a lot of ingredients in here. And if we take a look at that, you can actually make them. So if you don't have them, you should be able to make it if you've got the lesser components. Like refined metal takes up 4 raw metal.
Okay, that also makes sense. Yeah.
So you've got these, there's about a dozen here.
This is very Minecraft to me.
You could say that. To me, it's much more like a Monster Hunter actually, but yeah. Well, let's get on with it. Let me pick this up. If you think this guy is walking too slow, he is of course in stealth mode at that moment. You can upgrade that skill so he actually runs at the same speed as he is now. Let's see.
Like while he's stealthing?
Yeah, exactly. And of course, attacking a guy like this from behind should be a smart move, so you could get a few hits in. But I'm not having much luck with this.
Now you managed to get in between them instead.
Yeah. See, if you wanted to do it, you could place a trap here, try to lure him towards you. As you can see, the menu system is I think it's quite good. It actually works.
And he's
So-
stupid enough to walk into that.
He didn't see it.
He just plays it right in front of him and he walks into it.
I wonder what that is.
That's actually one of the things I'm looking forward to with this generation of consoles, that they should have, you know, more power to actually create better AI.
Some people have complained a lot about the AI here, saying that, you know, some enemies will stand and look the other direction for 5 seconds or something like that. I do think it's part of the game design and not due to, or well, not all due to bad AI. For example, I mean, as a stealthy guy, you surely appreciate that you don't make noise if you actually kill another guy in one blow, so they won't notice you. And I think they try to implement that a bit when you're actually fighting. So sometimes they won't hear what's going on if it's behind them. They just don't turn just because you're there.
Yeah.
But then again, mixed impressions on that one. I didn't mind at all. Let's see, I'll just. That's not what I wanted to do. So take a look here. Well, we could go in and take a look at that other guy, but nah. Let's just head for the main quest. Oh. Die.
How much do you switch up play styles and use like the block and all that throughout the game?
Not much, to be honest.
Okay.
With a few enemies I did, but that's mainly for some boss fights and stuff like that. But I do think, I mean, compared to the block, I really enjoyed this part, being able to jump back.
Yeah.
So I don't, you know, mix it up a lot. Not anymore. In the beginning, of course, I was, you know, fighting as a warrior mainly, using a bit of magic. But I really fell in love with this crazy button mashing style. As I said, see, warrior stance feels, you know, a bit more strategic, simply because you've got the parry element. So I think in a way they're catering for two kind of players: the ones who wanna, you know, go a bit slower in the fights. Those enemies look like the witches in Devil May Cry 4. Yeah, actually, there are times when I thought about Devil May Cry when playing this, on several occasions actually. See, I'm going back to Ranger stance here. As you can see, it's highly effective. You know, if you time your jumps right, because they basically don't get to, you know, get a move in or hit in. I'm going to pick a bit of this up. We want some upgrades later on. And take a quick look, see if we're able to craft anything yet. We find metal, we need a bit more for that. Yeah, let's give that at the moment.
What? Could you actually do that?
Yeah, I do think you can choose not to have gloves or anything like that on. If you want to look like Conan the Barbarian.
I mean, the sword that you were using before really fits for
but I know a lot
thing.
of guys are sitting there going like,
I'm sure that doesn't. But that sword that you were having before, like that fits with going like full He-Man.
Oh yeah, it does. Okay, let's see where we're supposed to go. Having an on-screen map like this makes me so lazy, you know. As far as I remember, we will have some enemies here. You can see this is kind of his AoE attack, area of effect attack. So we're not going to use a health potion on these guys. So. But we could, of course, let's see. We got a level. I'm going to put points into the ranger stands here. See. Yeah, we're doing this one. Faster movement in stealth mode, yes please. Let's see, enable sprinting in ranger stands only, nah. This one counterattacks, and let's see, we do have some points here. That's 2 points for assassins, we're not going to go for that, but as far as I remember, yeah, we want some more experience here. We're getting that one. Let's see, we might as well put our health potions on the circle. Now we've got that. See, I'm trying to charge up my power attack here. Not really getting it in. It doesn't matter with these guys. It's better just to attack and jump away. Attack and jump away. We were going to that place. This is one of the minor things I got a bit annoyed with as well. If you need to open a door within the same area, you press X. If you want to open one that leads to another part of the game, you press square. Okay. It doesn't make any sense. Just keep the same button for stuff like this. I'm opening a door. I don't care what it leads to. So I had a lot of times where I, you know.
But don't you think that's to show if there's that thing that you miss side quest, then you
in a way yes. But
then you don't end up like leaving the area.
No, but because they will ask you about that. So I'm not really sure. And then I hate having to be really precise here. That's another thing, but it's minor details and it wasn't game breaking for me. I can understand why people get annoyed with stuff like this and the way the side quests are, the dialogue, etc. But it didn't take away from my enjoyment of the game. I'm doing the sound now.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are asking in the chat, how about New Game Plus, etc. When you finish the game, you finish the game. Spiders, or the developers of this one, said that they wanted you to have a full experience and then, live with your choices and consequences. And if you wanted to see the full game, play it again. I do disagree with this so much. I enjoy, you know, racing through the main story and then picking up everything, sucking the game dry. I don't want to really, you know, play another game with another character. I want to play with the same character again. So there's no new game plus. There's no way to continue when you've beaten the game. I think it's a shame.
Of course, it makes sense, you know, story-wise, but still, like something like
Exactly.
The Last of Us. I mean, it doesn't make sense that if you start a new game plus there, that you have all this stuff. But I mean, he could have had that, and that's is something I really enjoy as well. That you can, you sort of don't lose all this stuff that you spend time on. That you can continue with you know, use the stuff that you've spent a lot of hours on.
I think we at least give the player an option. Don't be, you know, don't have your head up your own ass and say, hey, I know what's best for the player. Just give them the choice. Even if you think it's stupid that they can, you know, go and complete side quest stories after they've actually finished the story. Let them do it. Make it so they have a dream or anything if you need to, you know, have it tie in with the story or something. Or a portal to an alternate reality or something, you know. Just give us the new game plus. It would be really appreciated. Okay, as you can see, the red scribes are doing a ritual and it doesn't go as planned. This is where it starts to get interesting. First the boss. Now we are possessed by that demon, or well, he's fighting, you know, to gain control of our body.
Yeah.
We don't know if he's good or evil, and
the demon is fighting to get control.
Yeah. And so you can never really trust what he says or what kind of advice he gives. Well, it's up to you, of course, if you trust it, but let's take a look here. Now, as far as I remember, we're getting the third skill tree, which is the Pyromancer. I'm not really going to be using that for this fight, but I'll show it a bit later. And
I think
people are asking about the length of this game. It took me 14 hours to get to the end.
And that was not with all the side quests?
No, and on super duper hard, default of the difficulty settings, it would definitely take longer. With side quests, when reviewing the game, I finished the first chapter in about 2 hours. And now I'm starting, you know, playing it again, and I've spent a little over 4 hours in that chapter. So I would say the developers are right when they said you could expect about 30 hours of gameplay if you wanted to take all the side quests, etc. Now he's a bad, evil guy, or angry guy, or whatever. Now we've got, this is one thing that annoys me, because, and that's what I mean, it seems like lazy design. Now they want me, you know, they're showing you, hey, you can use that burning weapon. They've changed my my control settings down there. I'm not interested in that. I have, you know, decided what I wanted down there. You should not change it later.
Okay.
So basically,
so you lost your health potion.
Yeah, I want that back on this one, and I know they really want to show me, you know, what I can do, but I don't care at the moment. So. Okay, let's see. Fire. That's, of course, one of the spells he's got now as a Pyromancer. And, of course, they want you to run out of mana, try this, etc. And I agree, it's super fine, but I don't care. I am locking on. And I am fighting as my hack and slash assassin here. Let's go. Okay, you really want to be annoying. Okay, I'm going to put a trap. Oh, I forgot my potion.
So one of the things people are mentioning in the chat that could be a benefit to this game, because so far I'm not blown away. I don't think if I had a PS4 this would not be the first game I would jump to, but it is sort of the only RPG.
It's the only RPG, and that's why
there's elements like it in Tomb Raider, but like that's RPG elements instead.
It's basically I would go as far as to call it a Witcher light.
Yeah.
You're getting a bit of that feeling from The Witcher. You're getting a bit of Fable 2. You're getting a bit of different role-playing games. And at the moment, you don't really have a choice if you want an RPG. And that's why I ended my review saying that if you're really, lusting for an RPG on your PS4, go grab this. If you've got an Xbox 360 or a PS3 or PC, go grab one of the other excellent RPGs out there. I don't, as I said, I don't think it's a bad game. I don't think it's an amazing, great game either. But I mean, it shows a lot that I have decided to play it again after reviewing it. So I don't hate it at all.
A game that it also reminds me a little bit of is the new.
Here we've got some of the dialogue. Okay. Sorry for, but where you can see it's not your standard fantasy stuff. It's a bit, Hey dude, listen to me, man. I just killed this fucking monster.
That sounds fun.
Like this?
Hey, did anybody see what I just did to that huge fucking monster? I mean, seriously. I fried that thing. I saved our asses, and you're all just, hey, what's for lunch?
I said shut it, Vulcan.
That was the line that you mentioned before.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, that's testosterone gone haywire. And it feels a bit stupid, but I thought it was a bit of fresh air. I'm so tired of, I walk with thee yonder, blah, blah, blah. So I kind of enjoyed, having this kind of fresh appeal. Here we've got the army of the undead, and basically you've got some really badass ice lords that are fighting, for world domination. And they've unleashed this pack of undeads on the whole world. The problem with this army, of course, is even if they lose, they get stronger. Because
the undead get stronger.
Yeah, because for every fight, the dead guys will just rise. So their army grows stronger all the time. So it's a pretty lost cause for these guys. And of course, they have been hired by the Red Scribes to try and fix stuff, or at least protect the Red Scribes while they're fixing stuff. And here's a dialogue with his monologue with his inner demon now. As you can see, this guy is speaking as you would expect from a role-playing game.
No choice. Hast thou even thought of choosing? Thou art fled like a thief, and thou hast left me, the shadow of myself, trapped here in this prison.
I did not create this situation. I'm not even sure I understand what has happened.
The hour for questions is past. Thou must act. It is I who will suffer for thy cowardice. I who will pay for thine fault. I who will face extinction. And if I must die, if the flame is extinguished, our world will die as well.
I will not let the flame die. I am in a war against these necromancers, and at last I have the power to fight them.
What dost thou hope to accomplish in this ridiculous human shell? As it is now, it is useless to us. The flame is not a toy for mewling infants. It exists to reign. Its power must not be stolen from thee. We must reconquer the world heart as swiftly as we may.
Hey, Vulcan, enough of your daydreaming. Move your ass, huh?
Buffalo.
I can see in the chat people are asking, well, we are playing Bound by Flame and we're playing it on the PS4. The game is about, well, if you only want to do the main story, it's about 14 hours long, at least that's what it took me.
And that was on normal?
Yes, it was. And you've got two more settings for making it even harder if you want that. Great. So, the game crashed. That's always, you know, a good thing, especially on a live stream. It really, you know, gives confidence in the product.
Yeah.
I've actually had it crash once as well,
Okay.
back home. So at least it saves pretty often. So let's hope it did
Good
that as well,
checkpoints.
yeah. A lot of checkpoints. Basically, it saves before every fight.
Okay.
Well, back to it. Anyways, 14 hours to complete the main story. About 30 hours if you want to, you know, do everything in the
And
game.
that's still on normal, so if you
That's a
bump it
normal,
up,
so you could bump it up and get
or
even more.
play it on normal, and then I tend to play games on normal through first. If I like it, then I play through it again on a harder difficulty.
But no New Game Plus, no way to finish your side quests. Even if you've just finished Chapter 1, you can't go back and do anything in that area at all.
But you could do as you were sort of hinting at, play one time through as a male knight sort of thing, and then create a new one, trying hard, be a female, be an assassin, and use different skill points. And you would have a different experience.
Exactly, and that's not the only thing. Because, as you could see just earlier in this chapter, you're being possessed by this demon. He grants you powers, and he does it in some interesting ways that definitely are going to tempt you. You've got that pyromancer skill, but there are some times when, you know, you're entering an area and he says, oh, well, the enemies will be too hard for you here. And he basically grants you XP, so lets you level up, but he takes a bit more control of you.
Okay.
Of course, that might turn you into an evil bastard.
Okay.
We don't know for sure. I'm not going to spoil anything anyways. Here we've got another example of strange dialogue. Keep watching me, Sergeant. Fine with me. Let's go. Now they're meeting an elven guy here.
Yeah.
I just want to see this. The dialogue here again is a bit strange.
I thought that elves were supposed to have superior eyesight. Do we look like stiffs to you, dickhead?
Not yet. But with an arrow sticking out of your throat, I'm certain that even a chatterbox like you could do a passable impression.
And you'd be the next one down.
Possibly. Perhaps I should aim for the largest target first.
Not if you want to keep both your balls.
What have we here? Buffalo in person. Well, that's a good sign.
What's going on here? Who's the scrag with the pointy ears?
Thanks for noticing. I try to keep them sharp. I am called Relmar, and I gather the red-faced fat belly with the filthy beard is none other than the famous Elric, leader of the Freeborn Blades.
They call me the Captain.
All the Freeborn Blades call you Captain Elric. I have no doubt that they do. As for me, I've never had much interest in titles or in military protocol. I judge people by their deeds.
His rank was granted in the field. You seem like you know enough about the Freeborn Blades to know what that means.
I have enough knowledge of your history to know that your leader has made a name for himself. So, yes, call him what you will. The fact that he is your captain concerns only you and those availing themselves of your services.
That's enough. We're not going to stand here bullshitting all night. Just what the fuck are you doing here, Relmar, you horse-tongued bastard?
Looking for you. Well, I began by searching for the Red Scribes. Prince Arundel is wounded. We had to withdraw to Valvanor, where I learned that you were expected. I just wanted to make sure you found your way there.
This is not my first walk in the wilds, arsewipe. As you can see, I'm on the right path, and we've nearly reached our destination.
Captain, those creatures I told you about this morning are gathering nearby. They're probably getting ready to attack us.
Ah. Well, those are called chrysalids. They wait until they have gathered enough numbers, and then they overwhelm you. And it would seem your little group is attracting a whole swarm to the village.
Well, we'll give them a welcome.
Actually, in spite of themselves, these creatures do an excellent job of keeping dead walker scouts away without raising any suspicions. If we allow them to gather here and then massacre them, I fear we'll be moving their territory a bit too close to Valvanor, which will lead to our being discovered sooner or later. I suggest we send 1 or 2 men back. This will keep them separated and occupied while the rest make it to the village. I'm ready to volunteer. If you fear I might try and slip away, I know the area well.
Sounds like a plan to me. Vulcan, you're on it.
As you can see here in the dialogue, well, it's a bit strange. First of all, you know, people calling each other dickheads in fantasy games is a bit odd. But in this, now we're getting, you know, to meet that elven guy, and basically, this is where you also start to make up your team. Because whenever you fight now, you can bring people along. In this case, I didn't bring Sybil along with me the first time exploring, so I'm going to go for
So you
that
choose
one.
between the 2 characters?
Exactly.
Okay.
I chose the elven one, and basically I can tell you later on that you get an option actually to betray him.
Okay.
And if you do that, I can assure you only one of you are going to come out alive. So there's a lot of these things that makes you want to replay the game, you know, and see what happens if I choose another, you know, way of doing things. Okay, now we've unlocked the Pyromancer skill. As I said, here you've got different options again. This one is the one that invokes 3 protective flames for 15 seconds. You can upgrade it to 6. I think we're going to skip this for now. I still got...
But so the skills at the bottom you don't have, you need to buy them first and then buy the
bottom
one.
I do have.
Okay.
So that's what I mean. Even if you don't spend any point in any skill tree,
You still have them.
still have basic skills from all 3, and you can mix
Then
and match
let me
that
ask
way.
something here, because then in the voice thing you have 5, but it says 6 to unlock amateur, but there's
Yes.
only 5 slots.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
But, I can just show you here. I put 1 point in. I can put another
okay,
2
so
in
there's
that.
3 in each.
Exactly.
And that's the same for all skills?
I do think it is, but I can't honestly remember.
But at least most of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you can see here, my ranger assassin skill has the same. So
And it's a set order you get these in? It's the lowest one first and then moves up?
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm going to go for these. As I said, I want to try a full-on assassin's build for this one through. 2 points here. I want to add some critical damage to my dagger. Since we're going for an assassin build, I will do that. Let's see if I got any loot. Actually, I haven't checked.
Let me just ask, there was a good question in the chat before, I think, because both here in the stream and in the review you mentioned there's other good RPGs on PS3. So can you name a few for people out there looking for an RPG?
Personal favorites, and one of them is going to sound like an odd choice, especially since I gave it a 6 out of 10, but Sacred 2. That, I mean, if you want insane customization and tons of loot, and a game that you're able to play in co-op on the same screen, I would pick that one up. It's got a lot of bugs, it's got a lot of stupid things, but I like to break systems in games, and in this one you could actually put so many points in a skill point that you in a skill tree that you would kind of ruin the game basics. But I enjoyed that game. I've spent like 200 hours in that one. On another note, it seems like they've apparently fixed most of the lag problems on Skyrim.
Yeah, I was about to say, someone mentioned that in the chat.
That's another choice.
That it runs well now.
If you want something that is pretty amazing in a sci-fi setting, I would go for Mass Effect. If you want something that is kind of open world but fragmented into smaller bits, I would go for Fable 2. Not the 3rd one, I didn't like that as much, but I really enjoyed Fable 2.
Should people play Fable 1 before they play Fable 2? Okay.
No, not needed. And again, Fable 2 is more of a light-hearted RPG, but I definitely like the setting and everything about this game.
Do you think for me, we had the Skyrim sort of talk the other day when we were playing Tesso, and now like after the whole talk, when there was all the problems with PS3, I've kind of been, okay, I don't want to go back to that because I don't want to waste a lot of time. I don't want to play a long time and then the game breaks on me.
True.
It's from both you and in the chat, everybody says it's working now. Do you think it's worth for me to go back and spend a lot of time in Skyrim now, even though that's actually previous gen now? We're on another generation.
I would probably do it, but as you said, the reason I've sold my Xbox 360. I should also mention actually, Fable is only on Xbox.
Yeah.
I sold my Xbox 360 and I've only got my PS3 at the moment and my PS4. And I kind of wanted to start up Skyrim again and decided not to because I'm afraid, exactly what you said, that I'm going to spend hundreds of hours and then it starts to lag.
The thing for me, even people saying this, and there's a 99% chance that it's going to be perfect.
Exactly.
If I spend 100 hours and then breaks,
it's going to be you, you know. So it's really tough to say.
But maybe we'll get an HD-ified version on PS4, and if not, we'll get the Elder Scrolls Online at some point.
To use all their time on Elder Scrolls Online, especially since they have had to delay that.
Yeah.
So I don't think they have time for
No, maybe not. But I was just thinking, it sounds like one of the problems is that a lot of developers had a hard time developing for the cell, and now that the PS4 and Xbox One are both more similar to a PC, it should be easier to port games to.
It definitely should. Yes.
So that way it would make sense. Although I'm agreeing with you as well. I don't hope too much for a lot of ports in that way. We'll see.
As you can see here, again, gloves, gauntlets will give you access to elbow pads.
Oh, you need one more steel.
I'm going to, let's see, I might have that. I can't remember.
Panzer Crisis is asking in the chat, can you reset skill points?
No, and that's another, hey, it will be even more fun to try something else in the game. And it's just stupid. Give us a chance to do what we want to do when we want to do it. But no, you can't.
Let me just read some of the suggestions in the chat for other RPGs. We got Dark Souls 1 and 2, also Demon Souls on PS3. Kingdoms of Amalur is one that I've heard good.
Of course.
Dragon's Dogma as well being suggested. So there should be plenty of good options on PS3 and Xbox 360.
Sure. Here you can see, now we're fighting, and we're fighting against these guys. Let's see, she's not doing that super well, so I can go in.
Can she die?
Yes, okay. But not really, no. But look here, you're on your own, defend yourself. I'm going for that. I want her to survive.
Okay.
So now she will basically, spend more time on healing and do stuff like that.
Instead of helping you.
Exactly. But she's still helping me by me being a meat shield. Of course,
don't call women that, Lee.
But I would call anyone that.
Yeah.
I mean,
not
anyone
just,
in
not
my
just
group,
women.
not just women,
Actually, now all these suggestions of RPGs, I have a lot of RPGs saved up that I never really jumped into. Did you ever play Ni no Kuni?
Yeah, I did.
And,
that's another great
I'm like
game.
10, 15 hours into that, and I'm like, maybe I need to start over to actually finish. But I want to have like a set amount of time where I can finish it, so I don't get in this situation again.
Here's another thing. I can speak to my comrades during the game. They will often give me side quests or something else to do.
We need to talk about your combat style.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I mean, it's a cool way. We need to talk about your combat style, and then you can tell her exactly what I did in the menu.
Can you try sucking less? No, that's not enough.
No.
This is I want Kinect for this sort of thing where you could like
suck less, please. Of course, there's romance in this game as well.
Of course.
I didn't encounter any of that, and it might be because I got too tempted of being sort of the demon, hey, fuck you all guy.
Can you romance same gender?
I can't remember if you can.
I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah, I don't care about it. I don't care about romances in games in general. But the option is there, and I've noticed there are trophies for both sex, but I don't know if it's goes, you know.
Ping.
Yeah. I have some questions for you. We blah blah. Yeah, we can talk with her about other stuff as well. Can you tell me more about the order? What do you know about?
Do you ever do this? Because when I play it, I really need to love a game to go just ask about stuff.
I don't really, but I did it. There was, just imagine I told you that kind of bug where it hadn't updated the quest, and there was this guy I had to talk to, and he had like 7 of these points, and I was going like, okay, tell me, how was it being a kid, you know? What do you like? How do you like to decorate? Blah, 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 blah. And then I realized I had to move a bit, and then he would reset, you know, and come up with the option I actually needed. And that's annoying. Anyways, they're talking, and here's one thing as well. If you want to end the conversation, you need to say, let's talk about something else, and then let's move on.
Oh, you can't just be like, bye.
I mean...
So you have to be nice about it.
Yeah, but that's stupid. Okay, let's see.
That's like in films where people always just hang up. They never go like, okay, I'll talk to you later.
Here is, as you can see, this is basically the size of a typical area in the game, or a chapter. You're getting maybe 3 or 4 of these maps. And as you can see, it's a lot of small passages and stuff like that. You won't get a big open world or anything like that, but you will get, you know, a lot of tiny corners you can go and explore. As you can see here, you've got 2 openings that leads to something else.
This is areas you haven't been to.
This is the area I'm running around on.
Yeah, but you haven't been to all those areas yet, have you?
No, I haven't.
So it's not something like where we were playing Tesso, where you need to explore an area and then you can see what's there. You'll get the full area map right away.
No, yeah, well, yeah, you will, kind of, because I don't know what's behind these 2 doors.
Yeah.
Since we just want to see a bit of the full game, I will go and kill that one just because he might have loot. Oh, I should have been sneaking up on this guy, but I will. Probably not going to do. Sybil here is the healer, so as you will notice, she will quite often heal me up whenever battle is over.
That's nice.
Well, I don't really need it at the moment. New skill points, let's put them into Assassin. As I said, I wanted a Ranger. And charging time for Assault is...
I just want to say, people keep spewing suggestions for RPGs now in the chat. So go join the chat, go read the suggestions. I'm not going to read all of them out now.
Oh yeah,
I'm
going to read one. RPG, South Park, yeah, that's pretty good. Lost Odyssey, 99 Nights, Final Fantasy.
Some talk about Persona. I hear Persona 4
Persona,
Golden on Vita is really good.
At least if you want, you know, 100 hours of playtime. Okay, I'm being lazy again. I'm putting up the big map. We just want to head into town. Or I could take a quick break. You can run around. Take a look.
I can run around.
I will... Look, here's a sneaky thingy. Let's see, we're going to sneak into...
What did you press on to sneak?
My left stick.
Okay. That's actually pretty standard. It's the same in a lot of games.
Yeah. Die! Now let's see if she heals me up now. So she's a pretty good companion to have, I think.
Does she heal you up full?
Yeah,
okay.
You can actually decide if you want to have a ranger styles or you know, healers or something on your team. I do think it's pretty nice to have this girl on my team. Though I did go with the elven guy for the most of the game.
But you can change throughout
Unless
the game.
I met a witcher which was really good looking and really annoying, and I thought she was a bit slutty, so I thought, that's my companion.
Yeah.
I'm going with her. And she disappointed me.
And that backfired on you.
Yeah, I did.
So this game teaches you about life as well. But
there's a great thing though. You never really, I mean, nothing in the game is black and white. So you're having a really hard time, you know, making choices.
Okay.
I think. At least I enjoyed that part because you never knew if you were doing the right thing until you saw the consequences. And that might be, you know, a way to ensure some replayability at least. I am just going to make an extra save in case anything bugs up, or you use all my skill points.
In case I fuck up is what you meant.
I didn't say that.
No, that's what you meant.
Okay, you can explore a bit. Map is up here if you want to switch it on. And I suggest exploring a bit, and I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, let's take a look here. So I need to go around. Run button. Okay.
Really? He's not normally much of a talker.
And this was the block.
Butcher him or something?
I mean, it wasn't a big deal. I do think he has a lot of respect.
Alright, this healing thing does make it a lot easier. It seems like you just fight a battle and then get healed every time. So I am probably gonna, where was that? That was here. Not have the potion on. Left stick. Mana potion, health potion, orb of fire, ranger stance. Okay, this I don't like these controls actually. No, let's keep that. I'll do that, and then I'll do this. A bit clumsy for me going through the menus actually and picking these different things. You really need to hold in a lot of buttons. Try to protect her a little bit. Whoa. Whoa! Oh, L2 to use it, okay. That was last save. Alright, let's try this again. Now I need to hold this in and then press circle. Okay. Right. Oh, counter attack. But I don't do a lot of damage to these guys. But I guess the whole setting with her just being in defense works pretty well because she's surviving, and then I can take him on one at a time. Heal me up.
So how's it going?
Okay, I died, but I can definitely feel that thing with like I was trying to use a potion, but I didn't press the right button. So of course, jumping into a game an hour into it without having played it can sometimes be a little bit.
Exactly. You could press L1 as well. Then you get the scroll wheel. I found.
Yeah, I tried to set up. I just saw the circle, and then I was like, I'll press circle, but I need to hold L2 as well.
Exactly.
You wanna?
Yeah. Let's see. Are we heading for? Let's just go to continue the main story.
Yeah.
A bit.
Yeah, of course I should have gone ninja style. I forgot that.
Yeah.
That's why I died.
You can see I spent some points now.
Yeah, you're
in
faster
this,
now.
Yeah. So I don't sneak anymore. So this is a good way to, you know, like this one, it's not seen me, so I don't know if it even has.
I love Emil Nielsen says, beat the game while Lee is away. I mean, I consider myself decent at a lot of games, but I think beating the game in like 5 minutes would have been pretty impressive.
Yeah, a bit optimistic.
But I like the vote of confidence. Now I wish I had like prepared a save for like, it's been like 4 hours into it, was like,
yeah,
this game is so
it,
easy. Even
so
if I just jumped
14 hours?
Just jumped 2 chapters or something. I found a shortcut.
Oh, well, too late for me to hide. Okay.
One of the things people mentioned in the chat that I agree with, it's not very impressive graphics.
Nah, yeah, kind of. Well, that's the thing. I'm not really sure what people expect from a PS4, which is basically a mid-level PC. But I do think the graphics do the job and provide, you know, a decent setting and a great atmosphere, but yeah, well, again, I'm not sure what people expect from the PS4, but I haven't seen anything on it that really blew me away. But I didn't expect to be blown away either.
I think in general,
that's the one that was.
I think I've seen PS3 games that look as good or a little bit better maybe than this, and I think games like Infamous and Killzone,
definitely,
look
yes,
way better than this.
Definitely, Infamous.
Of course,
sure.
we're early on in the life of the PS4, so we'll definitely get better graphics as we like talked about when we did the look back streams at launch PS3 and launch Xbox 360.
Again, in my opinion, you're buying this because you need a decent RPG for your PS4.
Yeah, I think it's okay to have games that doesn't have good graphics, but it's definitely don't buy this if you want one that looks really good. Then this is not the game. This is not why you should buy that game.
We're not going there.
So that was what you talked about, like jumping to another chapter, or
exactly? Okay. Yeah. Oh, well, no, not another chapter, but another part of this chapter.
And then you couldn't go back, or
no, I can still. Okay. No, so, that's only when I finish a full chapter, the main story.
Okay. And it will warn you when that happens, or what?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
And they will usually say, "Are you really sure you're ready?" And blah blah. Here's an interesting thing. Look at these guys. They're fighting another guy. We could actually, no, I didn't sneak up there, so she's just starting. But they would actually finish off that enemy for me if I wanted that. So we're going to help that one a bit, and then going to finish these guys off. Picking up loot, picking up loot. As I said, in case you just joined, this is Bound by Flame on the PS4. We've given it wildly different scores, so has the whole internet.
Do you know if they've actually played it on, have you all played it on PS4, or have people played it?
I do think most people have played it on PS4, yes.
Because it's out, as we've talked about, on everything, basically.
Yeah, it is. In the network, I gave it a 7 out of 10. I know Germany gave it a 7 out of 10, so did, as far as I remember, UK, Sweden gave it a 3 out of 10, with a second opinion with a 4 out of 10, and Norway gave it a 6 out of 10. And if you go read on the internet, you're basically getting scores between 9 out of 10 and 2 out of 10. I do definitely not think it deserves a 9 out of 10.
I say both those scores sound
and
crazy.
2 out of 10 is like, well, the game is not broken per se. It's not like you can't play it, or I mean, for getting a 2 out of 10, I would definitely say the game needs to be close to unplayable. And I don't think it is. As I said, I've actually, continued the game after having finished it for the review. Now we're meeting a guy. I know Norway's reviewer hated that he's actually, speaking in third person and going like, why the hell is he? Well, if you stopped and asked the guy, you would know, because he's saying that's how they speak where he's from. Okay. But if you skip through that dialogue, you won't know. I don't know if I thought it was annoying, but I thought it was a fun twist and just, added a bit of spice. So let's kill this guy. One of the things you asked me before, if your comrades could die. They can die in battle, but they're resurrected after the battle. And
they come back again, to you, or do you have to go pick them up?
No. They just come back.
Okay.
Like nothing
That's
happens.
like Diablo.
And it's a bit stupid sometimes when you have a cutscene, and you just seen them falling, lying there. And then they're standing next to you at the end of the fight saying, oh, wow, that was a pretty tough fight. Yes, it was. You died, Remember?
That's like Pokemon. They don't die, they just faint.
Oh, yeah. But they don't look like fainting all the time here. Sometimes they do.
It's magic. Magic.
It is. Loot. So now we're getting to the first tiny...
People are asking where the Santa hat is, so I'm putting it back on.
It's because we're giving away the game, Bound by Flame for PS4, at the end of this stream. We want you to do something about, answer a question 15 minutes before that, and we'll draw a winner. So you don't need to be fast, you just need to give a decent answer.
And be here at the end of the stream. And actually it's because I'm wearing a shirt, so that's where it's from.
Now I have a machine gun, ho ho ho.
So, Christmas movie. It's because I'm wearing a shirt, I just said.
As you can see here, this is the first chapter of 5. So it's not exactly a short game. It is 14 hours to get to the ending, at least it was for me. About 30 hours if you want to grab all the side quests.
The mercenaries see the building opposite. It was once an inn. It is now the residence of the steward, the man now in charge of the village.
This is a very large inn, considering the size of the village. There must have been many visitors before.
Yeah, Kuitek is saying the art style is pretty sweet, but it's not a technical masterpiece. That's what I think. I actually do. Hey, why do you talk so strangely? That is only, for our Nordic, our Norway reviewer. How come you talk that way, always in third person?
The way people speak is different from one place to another. I am from another place. Knight's people are a warrior tribe from Algar, and he is proud of them.
I wouldn't say, Ganser is saying the art style reminds me a bit of Dragon Age 2. Yeah, I think if you cross Dragon Age with Borderlands, you're getting, you're pretty close to this. I mean, it's got that whole cartoonish feel. You can see the black ink.
Although not as much as Borderlands.
No, definitely not as much, but still enough to make it interesting. As you can see here, this is the village you can enter, but you always have a lot of options. As you can see, you can walk down here if you want to explore a bit before going in there. This doesn't, as you can see here, if you want to continue the main story, you need to go to the one with the number 1.
But there's 2 of those.
Exactly, and that's what I mean. Sometimes it's because if you enter the map on the right side, you can go to the end of that map and it will take you to the other one. Okay. So the map isn't brilliantly done. It's pretty annoying sometimes.
What
but
does
it
those
just basically
guys
shows
mean?
you, these are, as far as I remember, guards from your team.
That you can talk
in this
to?
one, yeah. I'm not quite sure I remember it quickly, but it's something like that. Ooh, loot. Ah.
Yeah, and people are talking about in the chat what we were streaming the other day, so I will just mention that quickly. Plan is tomorrow that Dory will play Arma 3 on the PC, and then we'll play The Amazing Spider-Man 2 on Wednesday, and GTA Online on PS3 in our crew on Thursday. There is the possibility that we'll swap around GTA and Spider-Man, but this is the plan for now.
Spider-Man I'm looking forward to see. Activision decided not to send us a review copy. I'm guessing they had a foul taste in their mouth or something.
But they've promised me one now to play on stream. So
yeah, but come on, send us a review copy. I mean, we translated the Swedish one because he had to go and buy the game and gave it a 5 out of 10. I liked the first one. I would have loved to do a review of the second one to see if it at least was similar to that one, but well, didn't get the chance.
I think the second one is better than the first one, so we'll see.
I'm looking forward to seeing that one. I haven't had the time.
And for the Spider-Man stream, we have gotten a lot of swag. So we have
the movie,
magnets. The first movie on DVD. We have some magnets, some bags, some different stuff. So we'll give away that when we play that.
So now we're getting into this small village, which are basically, they haven't been discovered by the undead yet. They're trying to, live a decent life, or at least they don't think they've been discovered by the undead yet.
Okay.
Spoiler.
Believe me when I say that we are most grateful to have you with us. Needless to say, your men and the Red Scribes are welcome and free to go where they will. But as for any other newcomers, our gates are closed. You must understand that our food stores are as limited as our abilities to defend our village. Until you arrived, we had but one person.
I think we might be able to actually get to one of the sort of boss fights in the game before ending the stream, so I will aim for that and not do a lot of side quests.
We had planned to have saves further in the game from you and stuff, but we had some problems with that, so that's why I think we'll probably just play through this now, right?
Yeah.
Are we gonna go get that one save?
Shouldn't we just? Nah.
Yeah, I think we just
might
play
as
through
well
this.
just play a bit here.
Yeah.
The areas that will be covered is well, this swamp, of course, you're having here, an old abandoned castle, a town that has been basically destroyed by evil creatures.
Yeah.
And then then there's a whole a big castle section, kind of where the demon hides. Demon guards hides, and we'll see. Then we've got some snowy mountains and landscapes like that. So there's a bit of a variety, but we're only going to cover the swamp, which is the first chapter out of 5. And as I said earlier, it takes you about 15 hours to complete the game, and 14 hours to complete the game, at least it took that for me. And 30 hours probably if you want to take all the side quests. And there's no New Game Plus, there's nothing like that. Whenever you finish a chapter, you cannot go back and do the side quests. I think that's a shame, but they decided to do this, and one of the arguments was that, you want to experience the consequences of your different choices, so you would rather want to play, with a fresh character again. Yeah. I don't agree at all, but then again, well, as I said, I think it was an enjoyable hack and slash, and I would have loved to sort of, max out my character in all skill trees and stuff like that, just for the fun of it. But no chance for that. Mobs do respawn as long as you don't close the chapter completely. Whenever you leave a map and come back to it later, sometimes they will have respawned. So you can go around and grind a bit if you want to do that. Yes, his demon speaking again. And that one is doing dialogue as we would expect from a fantasy game, while the other ones are basically talking like Marcus Phoenix or something out of Gears.
Cease your pretense. I know you have returned to consciousness.
What the hell happened? I was just listening to the steward blabbing away with the captain,
And then you lost control.
I don't know, it's like something in my head zapped me so it could use my mouth. But I was still there, still thinking what I was saying.
This is not the first time you have felt this presence manifest itself.
No. No, it's been there since the temple. It's also in my dreams. I think...
Interesting. It would seem
It's
that
like Dragon Age, you can't go back after completing the different acts, that's true.
And it is clearly a spirit of fire.
No kidding. I got a demon in my head.
Something of the kind.
And as I said earlier, this demon in his head is basically the third skill tree, the Pyromancer, and at times you will actually get a chance to sort of level up if you agree to, you know, let the demon possess you a little bit more.
Okay.
Of course, that will change your appearance as well, so you might end up being a full-on demon. But then again, you don't know if the demon is good or...
It sounds a little bit
bad.
like Gollum or something. Also, he has conversations with the demon sometimes. But that's actually one of the things I like in Infamous, that you can. I mean, it's in a way it's a little bit stupid that the color of his jacket just changes like this. But I do like that both his jacket or shirt in previous games, but also his physical appearance, because he's sort of letting the evil thing being part of him, he gets, you know, different look in his eyes.
Definitely,
and
I do like
cool.
that as well. This guy is definitely going through these changes as well as every piece of equipment you craft or change will, you know, affect his appearance.
Oh, and the game I wanted to bring up earlier, the Lord of the Rings games, that has a sort of similar thing as well with the demon part of you, a shadow world and all that stuff. So that should be cool. I'm pretty much looking a lot forward to that. But again, right now this is sort of what we have. So if you want an RPG now, then
that's true. You're picking this one because you don't have a lot of options really. Sybil, can I talk to you?
Yes.
Let's move on. And as you can see, the quest updated now a few seconds later.
Yeah.
And that's some of the stuff I really get annoyed with. It needs to update instantly, because sometimes you will, you know, as I did later on in the game, I started talking with one of the guys because I knew I was supposed to talk with him because they just told me.
But it hadn't updated yet.
Yeah. As you can see here, one of the side quests, if you speak to this guy, you can ask him if he's got, you know, any jobs for you. And that way you get some side quests as well. You can also speak with some of the villagers and stuff like that.
I would love if the real world was like that. You just walk into a village and you
go
over to some dude and like, do you have any jobs for me?
Could try in the local Frutex or Bilka or something.
Oh, now I want to do a video like that, where we go see if we act like you do in video games. That'll be amazing. And drive like you do in GTA, where you just go up on
these games for sale, you know. Want to trade? I've got this iPod, 12 gold. What? Okay. Oh yeah, you've got a night and day cycle as well.
Okay.
You can sleep in a tent to you know, wake up, and that way you can change the cycle.
I love that's how you change time in games always. You just I want it to be night. Let me just go to my bed.
Blacksmith. Let's see if he's got anything for sale. He's an asshole. But well,
There's nothing for you here.
He's an asshole.
So I chose to say, anybody ever confuse your head with an anvil?
Call me a hick.
Ooh.
Call me a hick.
Shots fired.
One more time, and I'll be using your face as an anvil. Then suddenly, you know, he gets like, let's cool down.
With all this commotion and all all the thankless tasks I find myself confronted with, I often find my attention to detail slips. So,
Yeah,
what can
blah
I do
blah.
for you?
Show me what you have for sale. I'll see if there's anything interesting in there.
So vulgar to work with.
So welcome to work.
Yeah. Since I'm only going for the rogue thing, yeah, we're going for that one. Well, 204. Let's see if we can sell anything. 17. That's not enough. We could go naked with daggers, of course, but that might be a bit too much.
No. Do it. Naked with daggers. That should be the tagline for today's stream.
Naked with daggers, yeah. Well, nothing interesting here, so let's go out and find that swamp beast that everybody is jabbering on about. Should be able to walk this way without a map guiding me. I do like the lighting in this game, though.
Yeah.
So now people are talking surprises at E3.
Yeah, I think games they're
Quantum
most
Break,
looking
Metal Gear
forward to.
Solid 5, Halo 5, etc. Gran Turismo 7. Well, there are a lot of rumors, you know, floating around for these games at the moment, and some seems to have been made by, you know,
me.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, a little PlayStation fanboys, but that should, I mean, yeah.
Big PlayStation fanboy.
Oh yeah, oh sorry, yeah.
Actually, if someone is mentioning a new Sly game would be cool. I'm pretty sure we have they have announced that there will be a film coming in 2 years, I think. I'm pretty sure you can expect a game, a Sly game at that time. And I think the same would go for Ratchet and Clank with that. Didn't they announce a Ratchet and Clank movie?
Honestly, I'm not really following all the movie announcements because
I think they did. Yeah, Doris says yes.
Uwe Boll has destroyed, you know, my love
but he
for
doesn't
movie
do
licenses.
Any of those. But it's just
no, but still, I
don't
mean,
expect one of those games.
Have you ever seen a good one?
I think Tomb Raider is actually pretty good. I like that one.
Yeah.
But I think actually animation, both for Ratchet and Sly, could, as a good possibility, they could be really good.
That's true.
But anyway, the point of that is, don't expect one to come out now, but it would make a lot of sense for a game to come out when the films come out. Just like we have an Amazing Spider-Man game come out now that the Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie is coming out. So yeah.
Let's see.
Okay. What game are you looking forward to at E3?
I can't,
most anticipated game at E3?
None really.
No?
But that's because, you know...
Chess 2 maybe?
No, but basically because all my favorite games of last year have been games that I didn't anticipate. Whenever there's a big game coming out, I'm going like, wait, like Infamous, I'm going like, wait, yay, finally it's out, you know, whoo! Yeah. And then after a week or so, I kind of, you know, I'm not interested anymore.
I get that with some games as well.
I didn't look forward to The Wolf Among Us. I thought that was a great game from Telltale Games. So it's always these kind of games that I don't look forward to, that end up taking all my time. So I've stopped looking forward to things like that. Of course, whenever I see the presentation, there will be some games where I'm going like, that looks interesting. Murdered Souls, we're streaming that, I think.
Murdered Soul Suspect,
yeah.
Next week is the plan. There are still some details with that. The plan is Tuesday next week.
Has some possibilities, could be interesting.
It's interesting because actually what I've done something similar where I had the experience that I think it was Batman game, the Arkham City, where I was so excited for it and played it at events and stuff, and that meant when the game came out I was fed up with it. And also when you work with, we put up the trailers, I watched all the trailers and put everything up and read up on it. That actually meant that, for instance, Infamous Second Son, I stopped watching videos about that like the last 6 months, so I hadn't really watched most of the gameplay. And I'm beginning to do that. If I know I'm really excited for a game, I try to go like media blackout.
Oh, this is where it would probably, you know, be a smart move, as I was going to say, to play as the warrior so he could actually block.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't do that. I just thought it. Instead, because I'm super lazy, I am going to craft some health potions.
Okay.
Let's see.
But yeah, as I was saying, then I just go media blackout on the games, and I actually do the same for films as well. If I know I'm really excited to see it. For instance, I'm watching Godzilla tonight.
Especially
I haven't watched
films
trailers
because
for it.
I hate them spoiling stuff. I mean, if I was going to, you know, that beautiful scene, I'm not going to mention it here, but the beautiful scene in The Last of Us, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. When they announced the game on PS4, they freaking show that in the trailer. Stop spoiling stuff.
I am spoiling that on one of my t-shirts.
It's... Oh, maybe I should actually concentrate on this.
But yeah, so what I was saying is I'm beginning to do that. I'm watching Godzilla tonight, and I have chosen not to watch any of the trailers. I heard someone say it looked good, and I was like, okay, I don't need to. I'm just gonna watch that film when it comes out. Don't need to watch anything.
Oh, I didn't.
And I think that's way more enjoyable for a lot of things that you don't have it spoiled, both games and films. But I do hope, what is my most anticipated game in V3? What do we have coming up? Let me see in the chat what people are talking about. Uncharted, of course, but that's sort of, I don't know. Dory, what's your most anticipated game? Yeah, but I'm thinking what the way people. Dory's asking whether I'm being at E3. I'm thinking the way this is. What game are you looking forward to see at E3, or do you hope they show at E3? I guess you would choose Fallout. Dory says yes. We don't know if that exists, but but Dory hopes that will be announced. I wouldn't mind Fallout 4. Okay, Dory has posted it in the chat as well, haven't you? Yeah. Quantum Break, Killing Floor. What did you say? Fallout 4 and Witcher 3. Witcher, I would definitely. I'm looking forward to that. I haven't played any of the other Witcher games.
Oh, before we get into this, I can see we've only got 15 minutes left of the stream. As we said, we're giving away Bound by Flame on the PS4. If you win the game, stay in the chat because we're going to PM you the code so you can get cracking right away.
So yeah, let me just explain that, Robert. Lee will ask a question now. Write your answer in the chat. We will pick one, and the one we pick will get a PM sort of message in the chat. It will be a new window or new tab that opens in the chat where we will write you, and then we'll get your information so you can get the code.
Exactly. What we want you to know is you've seen the live stream today. You've seen us play a bit of Bound by Flame. Of course, you can't review a game based on what you've seen here, but we would like to know what score you would give the game.
From what you've seen, yeah.
From what you've seen. Do you think it is a 3 out of 10? Do you think it's a 7 out of 10? Do you think it's 9 or even 2? Let's see in the comments section, write down what number you think. You're welcome to give a short explanation as well, and we will pick a winner at the end of the stream. And you will need to stay in the chat, and you'll get a private message in there with the code if you win.
Yeah, but we'll pick it in 5-10 minutes, so we have time to send you a code. Panzerchrist is saying Order 1886. That's one of the ones I'm really looking forward to.
I'm not at all interested in that game. I don't know why. It just, I don't know why. It doesn't do anything for me. Okay. I'm really not.
I think that of games that I've seen something from, I would say that one, Evolve, I've played at an event. That was so much fun. Uncharted is sort of in the middle because we haven't really seen anything. Other than that, I think what I'm really looking forward to is Sucker Punch's next game. They won't announce one this year, I think, because unless they've gone 2 teams now, they might have. And the same goes for Naughty Dog's next game, but that will probably be Uncharted. So I'm actually more interested to see what we haven't heard, and I guess that's a general thing for a lot of people going to E3. You're excited to see what haven't been said yet,
exactly.
The surprises, like Watch Dogs was a couple of years ago. That's another thing where I think Watch Dogs will be fun, but that got too much attention. There was too much talk about it for a long time.
So already,
I'm done with that game. And it's not even because of the whole thing that people complain about the graphics looks worse. That looks fine to me, but it's more like now it's been too long. It's been too much.
Oh, whoa, don't die now.
Indian Cobra is asking what the question was again. From what you've seen of the stream today, what would you, of course you can review it, but what would you give it from a scale of from 1 to 10 and why? And then we'll pick someone and they will get a code for the game on PS4 as well.
Exactly. Don't die on me now.
So Tiger says 2.9 out of 10. Pros, fast exit from game on PS4. First fights are quite okay. After that, they've been there, done that. Crafting seems pretty decent. Cons, too repetitive. Early PS3 graphics, too narrow landscape. Walt
I wouldn't call it early PS3 graphics. I would call it early PS4 graphics. That looks at times a bit like PS3, but yeah.
Walt says give it a 5 out of 10. Raz L says 6 out of 10. It has some things going for it, and I actually like the dialogue.
Yeah, that's what
Chat Force said I would
well.
personally give it a 7 out of 10. That the gameplay seems pretty good, and the settings and graphics looks fine to me. The story and voice acting seems like the big downer to me.
See if we can manage to get to the first kind of mini boss and the first tough choice you need to make.
Ganser says 6.5. Graphics looks okay. Frame rate looks steady, but could have been better on PS4. I will say the frame rate might be different from what you're watching on the stream because we are streaming.
It's 25 on the stream.
I will. It does. It's not running 60 frames. I can tell you that, but it looks like it's been running pretty steady from what we played today. Frame rate looks steady, but could have been better on PS4. The gameplay looks okay, but nothing of it so far makes me think, wow, I just have to play this game. Kitiru says 7 out of 10, could have looked better, sounds very linear. Yeah, I mean, this is not a game that's going to sell a lot of PS4s.
It's not. It's a game that's going to sell to a lot of guys who has a PS4 and really want a role-playing game. Yeah. And as I said, I don't think they'll be too disappointed with it, but they won't be blown away. But I had an enjoyable time with it.
It's a full-price game, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Emil Nissen says, it's really hard to judge a game you have not controlled yourself. True.
Definitely.
But I like the visual style, even though I'm not completely sold on the facial animation. I kind of enjoy the music, which reminds me of music on Tønder Festival, a festival in Denmark. The game looks like good fun. If the flaws stack up and the game freezes a lot, I would give it a 6. But if the flaws are few and they might fix it with updates, I would say 7 or maybe even 8, depends of the effect. Adu says it's a decent game and the graphics are fine with a good art story, good RPG elements, 7 out of 10. Walt says 5 out of 10. Graphics are okay, early battles seem okay, and the option to choose what to say, dialogues are intriguing. It does seem pretty linear and repetitive though. Shikyo says 4 out of 10. Could have looked better, dialogue seems long and boring, crafting seems nice, fights seem very similar. Simpan 1993, I would give it a 7. I like the graphics and the combat looks a bit repetitive. I think he means repetitive, but every RPG becomes repetitive after 30 hours. Wow, a lot of people writing now. I'm gonna read a couple more and then I can't get to it all in. Kretek says Bound by Flame seems like an okay RPG, an interesting story, pretty visuals and atmospheric music, but lacking on the voice acting and the writing. It's not a AAA budget game, so I respect the faults. The gameplay looks fun and the boss fight looks cool, so I would try it out. I would give it a 7 out of 10. Panzer Christ, who complimented me on my Die Hard shirt, says 6 out of 10. Combat system and crafting looks fun and the graphics are decent. No major pop-ups or glitches. However, enemies look repetitive and the facial animation annoy me a bit. Dialogue is fun, but might get tiresome. And there's a lot of comments. So I think we need to. We'll give it a minute or two and then we'll look through it.
I'll see if I
Okay, so I don't need to read everything. Okay. But remember to join the chat.
I didn't upgrade any of my gear and stuff. Now I've just added because I didn't loot enough in the end here. So I've just added some stuff and hopefully I will get through this fight spamming my assassin skills. Let's see if I can actually make a potion. I need tainted blood.
Me and Nissen is mentioning Lord of the Rings War in the North. He thinks it looks better than that. And that's actually a game that reminds me sort of this. I would forgive that more because I'm a Lord of the Rings guy, and then it's kind of, okay, it's Lord of the Rings, I'll play. But that was a game that I played through a little bit with a friend, where I was like, it's clearly not a good game, but Lord of the Rings, and you could play it in co-op. So I had a lot of fun with that. And I think it was free on PlayStation Plus. So if you're looking for a cheap or free game, I definitely recommend that. Not good game, but a lot of fun to play in co-op. All right, Lee, do you want to pick someone?
How much time do I have left?
10 minutes.
Yeah, I'll do that whenever there's if I beat this guy, there's a dialogue coming up, and
okay.
I will take a look in the chat.
I think we need to pick in a minute or two to have time to to send them
hopefully I will kill this guy, or he will kill me, but he can, yeah. If we pick a guy and you sort of miss the chat, send me a PM after the stream, and my name is Lee West, and you can find me on the Danish Gamereactor site. Then we should have it covered a bit, right?
Yeah. Emil Nissen says it was free on PlayStation Plus, Lord of the Rings War in the North, and that's why he played it too. That's actually another good thing about PlayStation Plus for me, is I end up playing some games I probably wouldn't have given a chance.
That's true.
And you find, even though that game was not great, it was a fun co-op experience, and you know, co-op makes everything better.
It does. Go
away. Hope you can hear the button mashing going on.
Yeah, it's really heavy on it right now, but. I'm basically letting Sybil take a lot of the beating.
Your meat shield, as you called her.
Yeah.
Sybil, that's an amazing name.
Reminds me of 40 Towers.
Yeah, exactly. Those, like in general, British comedies.
Okay, I was saying he's going down, but. Stop. Attack Sybil. Go. Sybil. Yes. Go. Nah.
So now you're
stop paying attention to me.
The meat shield.
And especially since I'm in a corner. Oh, that's good. Yeah, go hit her. Yes. That's how you should do it. Fat bastard.
Katiro says 97 PS3 games on my hard drive because of PlayStation Plus. I put in a larger hard drive in my PlayStation, a 750 gig one now, and I think I could fill that 3 or 4 times with games. Like, it's insane. But I've also started buying games on PSN instead of buying retail. But actually, if you don't have money for a PlayStation 4 right now,
I'm getting too impatient now.
You should go check out PSN right now, because they have a lot of sales, which I think they're trying to sell games before people get a PS4. So there's like Prince of Persia Trilogy was like 30 Danish crowns for all 3 games.
So that's like a burger.
Yeah. Like you might, like some burgers will be more expensive than that, and like newer games as well. But there's a lot of really cheap games.
We finally got him, and I think there will be a cut sequence now. We have to do one of your major choices in the game as well. But I think we'll just skip to that. I'll read a bit in the chat, and we announce a winner.
Yeah.
We'll just read here.
Yeah. Katiro says he changed his to his 1 terabyte one. I might need to do that as well. I didn't think they could handle that. 1 terabyte hard drive.
Let's see.
This is horrible. We can't just leave that woman in this prison. We must find a way to free her from here.
Sybil, do not do that! I know this woman. She is not here by accident. She is a witch. If you free her, we all run the risk of falling under the power of her magic.
But Father, we can't just let this poor person die here. It would be inhuman.
Inhuman? That is exactly what she is, my child.
He's the wicked one. Aeolus, is it not? He's the one who imprisoned me, with no food or water, and barely clothed.
I what? You lying bitch! Don't listen to her.
Father?
She is trying to manipulate you. Use your brain, child.
I'm begging you, get me out of here. I can't hold on much longer.
We're going to free this one.
Free her.
Free her, because she looks so charming and not at all deceptive. And of course, we're not going to regret that at all. We have found a winner. We picked Panzer Christ. So stay in the chat, Panzer Christ. You're getting the game on PS4.
Dory will PM
We
you.
liked
Then you
the argument.
my shirt.
Combat system and crafting looks fun and graphics are decent. No major pop-ups or glitches. However, enemies look repetitive and the facial animations annoy me a bit. Dialogue is fun, but might get tiresome. Well, now you get a chance to find out.
Yeah.
That was Panzer Christ. You're getting the game. And you decided for a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
If you were to review it. Now you're getting the game and you can see for yourself.
Yeah, so actually it would be nice. Report back in a couple of weeks when you've played it. Join us
Do
in the
a
channel.
user review or report back. Yeah. What do we have? We have 4 minutes left of the chat, so we can get to see this major turning point in the game. Or well, one of the turning points.
If I am to die, I wish to know who stands before me.
We don't want to say anything. I'm the one asking the questions.
You're the one who better talk, or your last meal will be your own tongue.
Oh, actually, you know, thinking back to the E3 question, I think the thing I'm most excited to see is Giant Sparrow, what they do next. I hope they announce a game. They were the ones who did the Black Swan, no, the Unfinished Swan.
Okay.
They made a similar deal that game company did, and they ended up making Flower and Journey.
Yeah.
So to see that sort of thing, that's probably what I hope we get something like that.
I'm so getting my dose of smaller indie productions and strange titles on iOS, so I don't really, care much about these type of games.
But for me, like Journey and the Unfinished Swan were some of the best games we've seen the last 10 years. So I hope they can continue.
So this is one of the new girls that will join your party if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And now, of course, the game starts to open up with, you not being able to trust anyone.
Okay.
And of course, your inner demon is not making it any easier for you. And in the end, you will be like, okay, I wonder if I did the right, made the right choice here. And you never really know. And it has a lot of consequences on the world around you and the later actions of the people in the story. So I do like that part about the game. And as I said, I think the game opens up a lot more after the first couple of hours.
Okay.
But at least now you've seen, you can play this game as I chose to play it as an assassin.
Yeah.
And it will turn much more into an action hack and slash with you just jumping back and forth. Or you can play a bit more defensive and think a bit more about your moves as a warrior. Or you can go the pyromancer way, or you can combine all 3 skill trees. Just remember, for your own sake, do some of the side quests, make sure you level up a decent amount. Don't rush through the main story, not only because you'll miss out on the side quests and they will be locked.
I think that's a general tip for RPGs, don't rush it.
Also because the end boss is insanely hard if you haven't leveled up at all or cared about your equipment.
The RPGs I've played, I've had a more fun if you grind a little bit in each area, so
exactly,
because getting to a new area and then you're going to struggle a lot is not fun. So but I think with that it's time to say goodbye for today. Remember to join us tomorrow where Dory will be playing Arma 3. We are of course live every weekday from 4 till 6, unless there's a special occasion like this Friday. We won't be here, sorry to say, but Monday through Thursday this week, 4 till 6 Central European
national
time.
holiday in Denmark. Yeah.
So we're forced to have the day off, sadly. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you another day.
And it was Bound by Flame,
yes.
PS4.
Yeah. We're out!